I'm Veronique. I live in Luxembourg. Originally, I'm French. I started actually my career in aerospace. So I'm an engineer by training, aerospace engineer. And I started working at the European Space Agency in the Netherlands. After that, I moved to Luxembourg, where I joined Amazon. And since about a year, I started my own company, which is about consulting and training for startups. I would say the first reason is really to build and create my own stuff. That's the main motivation, to have a business that's mine, where I have a high degree of influence and control. And the second thing was that I saw a gap in the market. I worked a lot with the tech companies, with startups, and I saw that a lot of tech startups in Europe were struggling to bridge the gap between their innovative product, innovative technology, and the market or the customers that they were targeting. And so I decided to address that issue through my company. My company, Elan, provides different types of services to companies such as startups or scale-ups or SMEs that have a need to have a very strong go-to-market strategy and execution. I do this by offering consulting services or trainings that are tailored to the company stage and the challenges that they have at the moment. An example would be space startups that need market analysis or need some clear steps on which go-to-market strategy they can implement, so which customer segments, how they're going to approach those customers with a specific value proposition. So in those cases, I would just go and execute that strategy myself. And other cases could be dedicated trainings on specific parts that the company needs. It could be product management, it could be product marketing, go-to-market, or even hiring product teams or tech teams. The main challenges I faced when starting my own business was actually where to start. So even though I had a very good idea of what I wanted to bring to the market and how to do it, it was just a hypothesis until I validated with a couple of customers. So that's getting the first customers is the hardest part because you're never sure what they want in details and how you're going to solve their issues. Once that phase is passed, then it gets much easier because you have a couple of examples of the services you sell and the impact it has on the customers. And maybe another challenge was all the administrative parts of setting up a business. So that's, there are lots of considerations there. And when you start from scratch, usually there is also a learning phase, a learning curve there. So I would say those were the two main challenges. I started quite recently, so I'm still, in the early phases and still learning a lot. But definitely, I would say that the key point, especially when you start from scratch, is to be very focused on the customer feedback. So, of course, as entrepreneurs, we have a lot of ideas on what can work on the market and what the customer wants, but it's not important until you actually have validated it. And so what is important is not to let oneself have millions of ideas and try to do everything, but be very clear and very focused on the things that's going to be that are going to add values to the customers. And that's important also, as well, to iterate based on that. So also ideas change and evolve based on the implementation with customers. The first point is to be adaptable, to adjust to different things that the customers need, different shifts on the market, and to be always willing to iterate and to improve. I would say, adaptability would be the first lesson learned that I have. And the second one, of course, is resilience. It's pretty hard to go, from 0 to 1 and then, 1 to 10, etc. And it takes a lot of effort and sometimes time as well. So here it's really about never settling down and always figuring out that even if things don't work in the short terms, there are ways to always improve and get some success. So it's really learning from the failures or learning from things that don't work exactly as planned to build something that is going to be successful at the end. I get a lot of inspiration from people in my immediate network, so family or friends. So I wouldn't be able to point out like one specific person. I think I'm someone who gets very inspired on a daily basis by the people I meet. And of course, there are very important person in my life that guide me, on a kind of long-term basis. Families, friends. And so that's more like, mentors you have kind of for life, right? And not only for work, but really for lots of aspects in your life in general. And otherwise, like lots of people like in startups, in, companies I work for, I work with, lots of people on a daily basis that inspire me by, how they behave, what they do, how they show that, things can get done no matter what. Usually those are kind of people that inspire me. I would say there are two skills. One, which is financial proficiency. And the second one is ability to defend your idea and ability to convince people. For financial proficiency, I think it's not the most obvious thing that we say, especially to young people, because we focus a lot on, being inspired, developing your passion, your ideas. But the truth is that if you want to develop a successful business, you have to know also how finances work. And I think it's really good to acquire this early on, to be very practical and pragmatic about how a company is built. And this doesn't need to be very complicated, but it's just, I think, an angle that is important to take at the beginning. And the second one is really the ability to convince people and to defend your idea. So as an entrepreneur, you have to pitch all the time to your clients, to investors, to partners, companies, and therefore you need to have this as a natural skill. And I think the earlier you start, the better it is. The better you're going to get good at it. I would say not to try to do it alone. So there are lots of people that are willing to help you, either informally in your own network or people at university, even at work, if like as young professionals. And there are lots of networks as well. Of course, Wide is one of them. In different countries, there are lots of programs that are targeting young female entrepreneurs and that are going to boost your chances to be successful. So here you're going to find, support of all types. You're going to find, meet people that are going to help you along the way, have, trainings, learn about how it means to be an entrepreneur. And those trainings or those programs are very helpful to put you on the right track.